It's a problem for an older man. I think it's really down to the different stages of emotional maturity and growth. When you're 18, although yes, you can be mature in this and that, but you've not experienced the 14 years extra of life that he has experienced.
Oh my God. The 14 extra years of life. And what experiences are we talking about? What experiences are we talking about? Huh? What experiences are we talking about? Anytime a woman says, I need to experience more, she's only talking about dick. She's only talking about dick. And that's exactly the reason why, this is exactly the reason why men like younger women. Because she has 14 years less on the Sausage Express than women his age.
What am I looking at?
If you got a problem with me, I don't really gotta care no more. Ooh.
What's good, everybody? If you're a first time viewer of my content and of this video, make sure you like the video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I love every last one of y'all. Don't forget to like the video. For those who are just first comers, you just getting around my content and stuff like that, one thing that I ask of you to do real quick, you might see that as you subscribe that your notifications might be on, and you may have got a notification, but it's not guaranteed, alright? So it might be personalized. So I'm going to need you to click on the bell again, click on all notifications so you will get all my notifications to all of my content. Today we're going to be watching a video from somebody I've never done a personal reaction to before, Mr. Donovan Sharp. So Mr. Donovan Sharp has been in this Red Pill Manosphere community for a good minute. I have literally watched his platform grow. He do have some good points here and there. I will give him his creds and his flowers when it's due. Well, I'm not doing it now. So he has some really good content here and there. I respect some of the stuff that he says here and there. Just recently, there's been some things. I can't even say recently. Like every now and then, it's a hit or miss for me when I come across this content. That's just me, respectfully, right? But here, this is definitely a miss. And a little bit of hypocrisy too. Okay, and we're going to get into this real quick. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Sit now and then you go next.
Why it's a problem for an older man. I think it's really down to the different stages of emotional maturity and growth. When you're 18, although yes, you can be mature in this and that, but you've not experienced the 14 years extra of life that he has experienced.
Oh my God. The 14 extra years of life. And what experiences are we talking about? What experiences are we talking about? Huh? What experiences are we talking about? Anytime a woman says, I need to experience more, she's only talking about dick. She's only talking about dick. And that's exactly the reason why, this is exactly the reason why men like younger women. Because she has 14 years less on the Sausage Express than women his age.
Let's break this down, right? Let's analyze this. I don't think it just deals with the benefit of that, right? I don't think it just deals with the basis of how many dinglings she can hop on. You know, how many trains she can climb aboard on. I think it deals with maturity. You know? I think it deals with having experience in relationships, having experience in getting to know herself, her emotions. Let's just be honest. A lot of us didn't know ourselves at the age of 18. And you're going to be with somebody who don't even really know themselves at 18. Now, different strokes for different folks. I'm not knocking it. But let's just be honest here. Fellas. We're not cuffing somebody or trying to get with somebody as soon as they exit out of high school, are we? I don't know. It's a little crazy for me. At least 21. 20. At least somewhere around that range. But that's just me. Let's continue.
This is unbelievable. Anytime a woman talks about, well, when women who are older have experience, the only experience they're talking about is getting dicked down. And an 18-year-old woman, an 18-year-old young woman at the dawn of her sexual prime without direction, dude, she will get absolutely ran through. Absolutely ran through. Be a dumpster fire. I don't know why this thing doesn't load. There we go.
Okay, listen. Let's also deal with this. So when it concerns the basis of a woman, even like if we're dealing with this from, dealing with this type of intimate experience, right? Let's just say a woman wants to be out there, wants to experience men in all different spectrums. You just have to accept that. If a man can go out there and you tell him like experience life, date them, smash and pass, get to know women, yada, 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 yada. I feel like a woman should do the same thing. It makes sense that if you want a man to be experienced around women, you tell him to go out there and date, get to know women, talk to women. The same thing should apply with women as well. If you want a woman you want a woman of experience, you want a woman with some skills. Everything doesn't have to be pressed on sex, right? But you want a woman to know what she's doing in bed. You want to know that she can ride like a cowgirl. There's just certain things that men have fantasies about. Let's just be honest here, right? I'm not saying that you can't teach her along the way and I ain't talking about that. I'm just saying generally a man does not mind being with a freak. A man actually more so desires to be with the freak. But his ego won't allow him to express that in more cases than not. He can express it at the club, right? That's the environment of that, but he can't express that on a 24/7. He can be late at night in the bedroom with her. He can't walk out in the streets with her. Crazy. Anywho, let's continue.
Years, I feel like every 5 years I go through quite a lot of change. You especially
You do go through quite a lot of change every 5 years. You also go through quite a lot of dick, Donalva. And the more dick you go through, the lower your value is.
Whoa. The more dingling she has, the less value she has. So when you put your dingling inside her, do you give her more value or do you take away her value? Do you take less away? Like, that's one perspective I cannot stand about red pill content, is that the more bodies that a woman has, the more experience that she has sexually, the less value she has. But at the same time, you want to be with this girl. You want to be with the freaky leak, the throat goat. That's what I don't understand. The Madonna complex, right? Been studying a little bit of psychology. The Madonna complex that men have. And the Madonna complex basically means that a man desires a woman who is promiscuous, right? But he perceives her as lesser than himself. But the woman who's a virgin or the woman who is modest and has lower body counts is seen more righteously than the woman out here who's doing just the same thing that he's doing. But he's been programmed to desire the woman in the white dress and the white gown with the sparkly crystal shoes than the one who basically leads her own life and lives her best life. It's beyond me. Let's continue.
Every dick a woman takes lowers her value. When women age, it lowers their value. So why in the world would I date? Why in the world would I want to commit to a 28-year-old woman who's been absolutely ran through if I had an option between her and an 18-year-old?
Why are we associating a woman's value to her vajayjay, to her yammy whammies, and her beauty. Of course, all of these things play a hand in her feminine nature. But that should never equate to the value of a woman. Right? Imagine a man associating his value to his athleticism and how long his slong is and how well he can do in bed. Right? You're objectifying him. That's what I hear. Objectification. It's not like the woman has a personality. It's not like she doesn't have a heart. It's not like she can't bring something in terms of companionship, nutrition, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. No. If she's been through 20 men, I want the woman who's only been with 2. If this woman here, it doesn't matter how good she is, right? She 25 years old, been with about 40 men. That's a big number, but we'll say 10, right? 10 bodies. I'd rather go with the 19-year-old with only 3. It's ridiculous. The whole argument about body counts and all that type of stuff is ridiculous. Let's continue.
Why would I do that? If I'm dating a 28-year-old and an 18-year-old, and I know that I want a relationship, if I'm going to pick that 28-year-old, she better give me a damn good reason to pick her over the 18-year-old. I'll use myself as an example. Oh my goodness. I'll use myself as an example. I met Devin when she was 39.
I'm assuming...
Met her when she was 39 years old.
Okay, I'm assuming Devin is his wife.
Met her when she was 39 years old. I was dating a 23-year-old by the name of Chrissy. She was younger, she was hotter, she looked better. All that good stuff. All that good stuff. Devin ended up beating her out. Would you like to know why? Because all Chrissy had going for her, literally, was just looks. That's it.
So you wanted Chrissy over Devin. And you met her when she was in her 30s. Okay. If I understand this man's narrative, it's better for you to go and I was tuned in to the broadcast when he went live on YouTube. He was talking about how it's better for a man, and this is why men like younger women, right? It's better for a man to go with somebody who's 18 years old and haven't really been experienced out there with men than to be with a woman who is in her mid-20s going into her 30s and she's been through a plethora of men. But here, the example that you're using here is that the 18-year-old, all she had going for herself is looks. She couldn't cook. She know how to clean. So, like, the first thing, that's the only thing she had going for herself was looks. And the woman that you're with, she had looks, she had everything, but on top of that, she had more value. She had more experience and more skills. Maybe because between 18 and 30, she went through the process of learning stuff and knowing stuff. Oh, let's continue.
And I didn't want any kids. Now, here's the thing. I will say this. If I were a man that actually wanted kids, guess what, guys? I would not have chosen Devin. I would have absolutely chosen Chrissy. 100%.
Why?
Chrissy is young. Dude, Chrissy she was younger, hotter. She could have given me all the kids I wanted. And she actually
But
offered
she's not
to.
wifey material,
ask
though.
Devin. Right? That's why my situation was just a little bit different. I'm not trying to make myself special. Not trying to make myself special.
Sure ain't
But
special.
One of the main reasons I chose Devin over Chrissy is because I didn't want children.
That's it.
The other reasons I picked Devin over Chrissy is because Devin had more agency.
Which comes with years.
She believe it or not, she actually treated me better. She had more utility.
Okay, and you don't think that her knowing more men, going out there dating and stuff like that, you don't think with years came that maturity to know how to treat you right, to know how to deal with men? You see what I'm... Lord, let's continue.
And I was at a time in my life where, dude, I had dealt with 18, 19, 20-year-olds. I dealt with them all. I decided, you know what? And you know what is interesting? It's interesting. I'll be perfectly honest with you. There was a time when I dated Chrissy where I actually started to entertain thoughts of a long-term relationship. I really did.
How?
I said, you know what? If I could just get this girl to know how to cook, because she couldn't cook.
She couldn't cook for her life. 18 years old. You was considering an 18-year-old to be the mother of your kids, having long-term relationships over somebody who was in your age bracket, who knew how to treat you right, who had good agency. She knew how to cook. She had all the qualities. The only difference between Devin and Chrissy was that she was beautiful. And if Chrissy would have known how to cook, you would have got off the ship with Devin and went right with Chrissy. That's what you're telling me, fam. Lord have mercy. Let's continue.
She was terrible. I paid $350 for her to take a cooking class. It made not one bit of difference. Why? Because she didn't try. Now, a girl like Chrissy would be perfect for Adam Sosnick. Shout out to Adam. Right? Of course, Adam is the type of dude, he said it himself. Listen, I don't want my girl cleaning toilets. I don't need my girl cooking. I'll pay a maid. I'll pay a cook. I just want a girl to be young, hot, and okay, fine.
I couldn't have just maids
fine.
Doing all the type of
I'm
stuff.
not Adam Sosnick, y'all. I am not Adam Sosnick. If I'm going to give a woman access to my tiers, my time, energy, attention, and resources, you got to bring more to the table than some PTA. And I don't mean the Parent-Teacher Association, if you catch my drift. You got to be more than a set of tits and a nice ass. You got to be more than arm candy. You got to be more than pre-selection. Me, personally, I needed more than that. Devin offered me a lot more in those ways. This is why I chose her.
And most likely, let me get my water for this one. And most likely, you got what you got with Devin because she had experience. Because she had experience. That's why you got what you got with Miss Devin. That's why the 18-year-old didn't know how to cook. She didn't know how to do this. She didn't know how to do that. Because she's 18. Let's continue.
Again, if I had wanted children, I would have chosen Chrissy.
Why?
No doubt. I would have chosen her right away.
I would have felt bad for them kids.
Part of the reason I went with Devin is because I didn't want children. I don't want children, and I did not need the headache.
Oh, and she was a headache on top of that. So you rather went with the headache just because she had looks? But then you just said you need more than just dangalangs and the dangalang and the wagon. You see how this is all over the place for me, personally? Do you see? This is all over the place. You want a woman, you wanted Chrissy. You said Chrissy would have been a snatch if she knew how to cook and if she wasn't a headache. But then you also said that you want a woman who has more than just beauty. And that's why you chose Devin. And on top of that, Devin knew how to treat you. Her agency, her companionship, the way that she knows how to... that came with experience. It didn't have to be all the way to when she was 39. I think you can meet a woman like Devin when she's 25. I'm 23. You know, meet her at 23, 25, maybe 26, 27. In that range. Not till you're 39, maybe, but it takes years. It takes experience for these type of women to know how to treat a man, to know what a man wants, to know how to deal with her emotions in a relationship, the breakups, the get-togethers, the dating. A woman has to experience that to know how to deal with a man. That's my perspective. But y'all share your thoughts respectfully in the comment section below. Let me know how y'all personally feel about the basis of what he had to say. Till next time, I'm Tyrone. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like the video. Share this video with other people. Y'all can have a conversation on your own about this. And one more thing I ask of you. Check out these other videos.